Today, 100% foraged wild soda. I am super lucky to have some friends who have their own sugar bush. This one's going out to Emily and Gabe from Cabin Hill Sugarbush here in Cadillac, Michigan. They hooked me up with about a gallon of maple sap that they have run through their reverse osmosis system. So when the sap first comes out of the tree, it's about 3% sugar. After you run it through that RO process, this is about 5% sugar. I'm a home brewer as well, so I did some measuring to see what the sugar content is. So today we are going to use fresh maple sap. This was just in the tree under 24 hours ago. And we're gonna make a natural fermented soda using just maple sap and pine needles. Today our pine needles happen to be red pine. A lot of people will use white pine for this. Red pine is what's closest in my yard. And I love to forage. We do a ton of foraging in the summer, but pine is awesome because you can forage it all year. Pine needles have been used for a long time for folks that have coughs. It's a crazy source of vitamin C and it's just really yummy. So this foraged, when people make pine soda, a lot of times they'll call it sort of a forager Sprite or 7-Up. It has that flavor profile. So the only two ingredients here are just the pine needles and the maple sap rather. The sap has our sugar and the pine needles have wild yeast. So this yeast will eat the sugar to make carbonation in our fermented soda. The alcohol percentage here is negligible. You could really consider this a non-alcoholic beverage. So here we go. All right, I did gently wash the pine needles and I plucked them off of the branch. So there's just a little bit of the end where it was connected to the branch, and I'm gonna make a big mess, as is the way. So yeah, I'm gonna put all my needles in this bottle. All right, I have all my needles in my jar, or excuse me, my bottle rather. And for this bottle, this is a bottle that I know has contained a fermented beverage before. We get these from Aldi. They come with sparkling lemonade. So after you drink the lemonade, free jar. You can't go wrong there. So I have that much needles. No measuring here. This is kind of a folk recipe. If you didn't have this amazing maple sugar water, the sap that's been refined just a little bit through that RO, you would add a little bit of natural sweetener. So we're gonna see how much of this sap I can get into my vessel without making a ginormous mess. So we're actually going to be creating a fermentation here. Very small fermentation, just to get the carbonation going. Leave a little headspace, not a crazy amount. Do just a little more. Boo, that's a little too much. I'm gonna let it ride. And no mess. How you doing? So I'm gonna cap my bottle and I'm gonna let this hang out for about 3 days to let that fermentation start, let the carbonation happen in the bottle. I'm gonna check it frequently. I'll probably tomorrow give it a burp just to see if carbonation has started or that fermentation has started. One important safety tip, if you wanna try this on your own, make sure you positively identify the species of tree that you're using. Pine and spruce are totally fine. And use at least 2 reputable sources, even better, 3. I use my favorite field guide. Come here, Sam Thayer. Sam Thayer's Field Guide to Edible Wild Plants. This is an amazing book. I love it, I love it, I love it. Awesome pictures, awesome details, and it's super, super helpful. So I ID'd it in this book, and then I also checked online at our Michigan Department of Natural Resources or any university extension. Use a reputable source to make sure you have the right ingredient. So we're gonna be consuming this, so we wanna make sure it's edible. All right, I'll see you back here in just a minute. For me, probably about 3 days. All right, it's been 3 days, almost to the minute. I put my soda in the refrigerator for a couple hours before opening, just hopefully to get that carbonation to settle. This is the moment of truth. Whew. I have seen some bubbles, so I'm pretty confident that we have a carbonation. And I have my safety towel when I open it. Hopefully it's just a lovely carbonation and not a geysering rocket of mess. But you know, that's life in the fast lane, baby. I don't think that'll happen. There wasn't that much sugar in here. But I just saw that our friends at Cabin Hill Sugarbush just pulled their maple taps, or at least they're stopping tapping their maple trees. So we have no more maple sap for the year. So cross your fingers. Oh, here we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Try to get the mic. Oh, it was the tiniest little, but check it out. We have bubbles! It worked! Oh, I'm so happy! Forager Sprite. I've just got a glass here with some ice. I love a ton of ice in my beverages, so. Oh my gosh, this is so stinking cool. Yeah! Oh, it's still so bubbly. Check it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, and there are some floaties. I didn't strain, but you know, it's roughage. We're gonna roll with it. Oh, it smells nice. Just really faintly, like, fresh. All right, let's give it a taste. That is crazy. Do I think it tastes like Sprite? No. But I can taste that sort of citrusy note from the pine, and this again was red pine. And oh my gosh, and it's just a little bit bubbly. I'm so excited. And there's still a little leftover sweetness there too. It didn't totally ferment out dry. Oh man, you gotta try this. If you can get your hands on some sap, awesome. If not, hang out, because we are going to do some more wild sodas where we sweeten with honey or sugar to make this more accessible to everybody. Thanks again to Cabin Hill Sugarbush, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.